Bobi Wine, welcome to the program.
President yabadde ku CNN ne bagala era okumutrickinga n'ekibuuzo ky'ebisiyaga.
Naye mwebuuze ku lwaki they are stuck to that point.
Exactly. Ne bamubuuza engeri gy'agenda okuggyako Museveni. N'atuwa details mweno video gye tugenda okulaba.
Leero obukodyo bwonna abutuwadde?
Obukodyo bwonna abwogedde engeri Museveni gye tugenda omujja ku power by 2026. Naye kano kali mu luzungu.
Okay.
Tugenda gezaako okukamenya mpola mpola.
All right.
Tulina abantu baffe abatulaba nga tebamanyi luzungu. Which is okay. Because tuli boogezi ba Uganda. Tugenda gezaako okukavunula mpola mpola mu bigambo ebitono.
Fenna twetegeera.
Exactly. Kasobola okukola sense. Katukayitemu.
You have put yourself at great risk because it is not easy to challenge an incumbent who's now been in power for 38 years. Are you still going to be challenging? Are you still going to be running for president? What is your intention now?
Thank you, Christian. We are definitely going to continue challenging General Museveni in every available way, every moral and constitutional way. And of course, by 2026, if we've not gotten him out of power, we definitely challenge him to a free and fair election. And that is why we're here to seek the more attention of the world to help the people of Uganda assert their democratic right.
So, President bambuuzizza oba agenda kukomawo mu 2026.
N'atukakasa nti
akomawo for the first time mu myaka gyonna egiyise avuddeyo n'atugamba nti agenda kuddamu yeesimbewo.
Okay.
Tujjako omusajja. He's coming back in 2026. Presenter kyabadde amubuuzaawo. Okirowoozaako ki?
I think it's okay. Kubanga baba batugambye nti eggwanga lyaffe liri free.
Yeah.
So buli muntu alina obuyinza obuvaayo ne yeesimbawo.
Yes.
And the fact that Bobi Wine alina abantu bangi abamulinamu essuubi okuvaayo ku mutimbagano guno international n'atugamba nti yes 2026 nkomawo. I think abawagizi be abawadde essuubi nti ekintu tukyakoze ki tukyakirimu. Naye nze kwino byonna byayogedde ekintu kyenjagaddemu agambe tugenda kukozesa all morally and constitutionally approved ways.
Yes.
Agenda kukozesa emitendera emituufu egiri mu constitution egisamu abantu ekitiibwa ebintu bwe bityo. So kulwaki kino kyenjizeemu engeri gy'okugyawo Museveni nyingi nnyo. Naye Bobi Wine baba avaayo n'atugamba nti ye agenda kukozesa emitendera emituufu then kituwa ku ssuubi. Naye kati nze ekyo kyendeeta abantu abawagizi ba NUP abakozesa language enkyamu o abagamba akasajja tukakuba amasasi kaveewo ebintu bwe bityo. Ne video erimu gye twakola luli eri abantu nga bagezaako okupininga Bobi Wine nti kigambo kyekoza okusanjaga. Yes. So at this point avuddeyo n'atugamba no ngenda kukozesa all the morally and constitutionally approved ways.
Exactly. So he's preaching peace.
Yeah. So I will hold him accountable to this.
No holding him accountable to anything. He's come out nakugamba nti as NUP we are working through peaceful means.
Exactly. Anyway, all in all, I'll still hold him accountable to his word. If he's a man of his word, we expect peace. We expect ways ezitagenda kujaja myansi nga bw'atugambye.
True, and that's what NUP teaches. That's what NUP preaches. We preach peace. We are begging for a peaceful transition.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the goal of Bobi Wine has always been from day one.
Okay.
Omuntu yenna amuwuliza nga uliza objectively nga toli biased. Va kuino ni propaganda abantu abagala pushinga ku TikTok. Nti are preaching of violence. There is no single point in Bobi Wine's political career wavuddeyo n'agamba abantu mugende ku streets mukole ki mutemetema abantu. It has always been peace. Peace from day one. And that's one thing I love about my president. Nti are preaching peace from day one. After ku CNN international TV n'akyogera nti we are gunning ntegeeza ntugendera we are aiming for omuntu tonfuna obubi
owa TikTok ajja kukajja mwako
agambe nti to preaching mundu wano. We are aiming for peaceful transition come 2026 or even before, because I know it's very possible. It's very, very possible that we can outthrow the man tuyinza omujjako before 2026
fine.
in peaceful ways. Katweyongereyo.
I'm just going to read these stats. You know, back in 2020, you told me that you represented the people who are searching for change. But, you know, Museveni won 58.38 of the vote, and you had 35%. And you know, there's been widespread allegations of fraud and intimidation. You had these lyrics in one of your songs, which I put to the president. That was back in 21. You said, what was the purpose of liberation when we can't have a peaceful transition? Freedom fighters became dictators. Just take a listen to how he answered me when I put that to him.
So presenter chabuza president yao. By the way, omuntu yenna ndaba buli wangamba president, I'm referring to Bobi Wine. Whenever njoka ku Museveni njagamba general or Mr. Museveni. So presenter chagamba Bobi Wine yao nti mu 2 ya meetinga Bobi Wine, presenter a meetinga Bobi Wine before. Bobi Wine namu promising anti are representing abantu abagala change.
Okay.
In my own opinion, you okuba biased, but most Ugandans want change. No matter what you want to coin it, wagala dressing, most Ugandans want change.
Okay.
Whichever way the change comes, in whichever fashion, abana Uganda bagala change. Samugambia meeting amu 2 nam promise namugamba anti are representing abakolachi abagala change. So come 2021 NUP afuna 35%, NRM nefuna Museveni nafuna 58%. Ye summary yako. So Bobi Wine anolimba lo yafulumya nga yogera ku lyrics ezo nga wachogeddekawo. Kicho kirowozaako nga gwe omuntu ali impartial, kangamentu ali impartial tena side ko ogwa.
I'm not impartial. I have my side.
Yes.
Just because I don't come nenchiba kuba mo face,
okay,
it doesn't mean I do not have a side.
So what do you think of the lyrics?
The lyrics are olaba Bobi Wine from that time oluyimba lwa Wendy.
Yeah.
Bobi Wine ye muntu ayimba ku bintu ebiriwo.
Yeah. Nebigenda okubaawo.
So oluyimba lwa, I think oluyimba, it's one of those songs olwa creating a lot of emotion in the country. The lyrics were so deep. From the time General Museveni came into power, he has always preached liberating Uganda from all that nonsense we've been into, from all the chaos the country was into. Ate abantu ababimanyi bagamba nti when Museveni came into power, indeed, he did liberate us from the previous regime. Now, according to Bobi Wine, atugamba nti gwe eyajja okulwanirira eggwanga okutununula ate naffe tugezaako okwenunula okuva mu mikono gyo. Okitegeera gwe eyali atayagala ba ate kati ate kati gwe ofuuse ekyo kyewali olwanirira. If we are to be very open-minded as Ugandans, regardless of side chikwogwa, waliwo ebintu ebitali bituufu mu ggwanga bye tulina okulwanirira tukole ki tujjewo. I think I'm in support of the song. The lyrics ezo zeyakola ki zeyawandiika. So sikiinaako buzibu.
True. President is a visionary. Ayimba ebyaliwo ebigenda okubaawo mu maaso awo.
Tokisusa.
Nengule tugenda jambala. At some point engule tujja jambala. One point in future tujja kutunula emabega oluyimba lw'engule. Everything in that song is accurate.
Okay.
I guarantee you this. But you must fall in the line. Personally, I think General Museveni, the intentions were very good initially.
Sure.
But the problem is into obera mu before being a authority. Sometimes it corrupts your mind. He doesn't imagine himself teyeraba kuba mu position nga si president. All of us can fall victim to that. Now no obera gwe. Imagine okera kumacha Museveni tamanyi nako chimanya ekyo yagiraba mu 86 kulimba agiraba until 86 tamanyi nako. So traffic bakuviira otambula ne toyiyo okiraba kyoyagala okulya okirya. Then imagine gwe ne bazuuka ne bagamba ntwagala kujjako ebyo
otandike okwenyiga mu ba taxi.
Okitegeera, of course ayinza kwenyiga mu ba taxi because he's been a leader for so many years. Naye just imagine that situation. Omuntu yenna ndaba weteken before bya General Museveni. Personally, I think nti intentions zaaliwo. Naye the thing corrupted him. Alaba okukivaako. He can't settle in a life without these things. And part of me doesn't blame him. But time is now. Sikulimba, the time is now.
But I think General Museveni has prepared himself.
How?
No, he has wealth in that nebo avako
That is wrong. We have been having transition. We have been having transition by having elections. Every 5 years we have elections. And if the people didn't want to give us a mandate, they would vote us out.
Okay.
Imagine right now, ndi mu kifo cha General Museveni. I print the ballots, I transport them, I have access. I'm not saying he does, assuming playing away tuti. I have access to anyone who counts them, anyone who distributes them. Nobody in charge yao. Do you expect me to lose an election? Sigama nti Museveni bintu abikola. Assuming izali mweche chifo.
Yeah, so you
just
would,
give me an answer. No.
So in case you were in charge, you would not lose the election.
I'm asking you. Wait, I'm just giving an example. Saga akosa example ya General Museveni because people might assume ngamba abikola. Nkwade example nganze. Ubanga gwengoli mu kifecho ngawe nkwade factor hizo nazo na. Ngoso be controllinga. How easy is it okulosing election here?
For the love of the country, ndeka abantu nebalondo mukulembeze wabwe.
So, do you think it's possible to actually, break through this?
Well, General Museveni said famously in 1986 when he took over power that Africa's problem, and Uganda in particular, are the leaders that overstay in power. Unfortunately, 38 years later, he does not want to hear what he said, or he tries to change what he said, just like it happened in the book of Animal Farm, where pigs ultimately said that all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. Of course, General Museveni has continuously abused power. He has rigged elections. The United States and European election observers were not even able to oversee the election of 2021, which is very clearly followed up in that film, and all the brutality that was unleashed to us, all to make sure that General Museveni keeps power. Of course, it's a shame, however, the people of Uganda, who are majorly young people, refuse to give up. We continue to pursue a democratic and peaceful mean of changing power. And we believe that if the world stands with the people of Uganda, we can ultimately get a peaceful transition from General Museveni's dictatorship to a democratic Uganda, which will have power, in the hands of the people, and the leaders will be accountable to the people. That is what we're struggling for.
That's one of the most beautiful answers I've ever had in my life.
Lero eyamukochinze Bobi Wine.
Zezimuko answer ensufu zenalimpide mulambwa ngenda mpide answer mpitirivu. President bambuziza oba believing a change is possible. And we repeat this as Muna Uganda plus 256. I emphasize the Chigambo democracy and peaceful change.
Yes.
He's not calling for any violence. So go all yongo badolo anti Bobi Wine is a violent leader. These are his words. Bidiku record. You can hold him accountable in future. But for now, he's emphasizing a peaceful and democratic change.
Yeah. And to me, kuvari nebintu ya Bobi Wine bwe byatandikawo. Yes, Uganda ebadde emanyidwa. Nga ne bogende wedu bubakubuza ovawa Uganda, the first thing that comes to their mind, Idi Amin.
Exactly.
The next person is Museveni.
Yeah.
Kati people have known Uganda politically.
Yeah.
Abantu batansotegera nti tukyusa amaso tutunulire Uganda. Naye kati nze ekinnuma actually ne Bobi Wine akyogeddeko n'agamba nti Abamerica n'Abangereza nabo balemererwa okukola ki okutuyamba during this time bwe twali tubala obululu neyo keesi yonna eyaliwo.
Tebalemererwa babalemesa okukikola okitegeera. Babalemesa okubeera involved mu election kyagezaawo okugambaawo. I usually say this nti yes ndi wa NUP and I've always said this naye General Museveni si muntu musiru. Kale tudda ku online abantu abamu ne bamuvuma ne bamuzalawa ne you don't rule a country for 35 plus years nga totegeera.
Kituufu.
Chinjagala abantu bategeere ekyo nti he knows he's 100 years ahead of us. Based on experience ndi ekintu akiruddemu muntu mukulu kuffe, he has more life experience than abana Uganda abasinga because fena tuli bato.
Yeah.
So that's one point njagala tumanye nti Bobi are shooting a film one of the reasons interview baddeo nga wagambye mu answers ze nti ayagala alabise
Yeah.
abantu balabe bategere Uganda nga wogambye nti people abroad bamanyi Uganda because of Idi Amin.
Yes.
So through initiatives nga zino ez'okushootinga films, documentaries, n'okuzidistributinga, people are turning an eye. Balaba Uganda kyekigenda mu maaso. N'abali bato tumanyi.
And I think I'll upload Bobi Wine for that. Film eyo yaleta questions nyingi.
Yeah.
Even to me. Nasooka ne neebuuza bino byonna Bobi Wine bye yali akola okumusiba biki, was it all an act?
Yeah.
Yali azanya ka firimu oba byali bya ddala. Because I don't know if you people knew mwaba Noop naye nze okutegeera nti bino byonna it was documented and all after like 2 years after the elections. So bantu bangi ne bafa ne bakubibwa. I don't know. I don't want to go into that. But the first question, Echanzijira, bino byonna, was it an act? Was Bobi Wine actually opposing, or he was acting? That was my first question. But after seeing Ebibaddewo, Linda Banti, this was an easy way of communicating. This was an easy way of keeping information. Nti n'abaana baffe bali tubuuza mwakola woki. There is evidence nti twakola kino, twakola kye tukola ki, kye tusobola. Bobi Wine, he might, I'm not saying he will not. Please temunquotinga Bobi. Bobi Wine ne bw'atafuga Uganda. Bobi Wine alabisizza. Bobi Wine Bobi Wine has exposed. Kati bantu banji abamanyi kye kigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga. Bantu banji abalaba. Kati people have turned attention towards the country, which is a good thing. In that n'abafuga obubi, n'ababba ettaka, n'abakola ki, kati tebakyakitukuba mu maaso. Tebakyatambula nga bagezaako kale kaŋŋambi wadde byagenda mu maaso, but beekweka kubanga many countries have turned their eyes towards Uganda. And all this is thanks to Bobi Wine. So, ku bintu byonna Bobi Wine byakoze. Ne bw'atalifuna kyayagala, at least he has achieved that. Alabisiza, he has exposed ebikyamu ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga, which is a good thing.
True, yeah. And going back to the film, nzo manyi buli wendowooza ku General Museveni, he's a very smart man. Mulowoozaako nga octopus. Nti aina emikono mingi everywhere. I guarantee you this, singa Bobi Wine made it public nti shooting a documentary teyandibaddewo. Either footage yandibuze or somehow somewhere something could have happened.
Tebandi mukubye kibooko.
Bandi zimukubye na buli kimu naye nkukakasa teyandifulumye. I'm telling you this, nti we are in a game of chess. And I repeat this. Mr. Museveni, General Museveni, si musajja musiru. If you go back and study his life, nalinda ba new documentaries like in the past, ono guy ali aggressive when he was young. Omuntu yenna ng'oli muna Uganda, one thing you can learn from this guy, no soma lifestyle ya Museveni, you can learn a lot. He was a very aggressive man. He was very smart. And he doesn't settle for less. He doesn't settle for less. Tuli mu game of chess. So tuli ku wa checkmate. We are moving all the pieces around. Tutambuza pieces, mpola mpola.
But he always thinks a step ahead.
He's 100 years ahead of us. I can give it to him. Sikulimba. Binombyogera, and people might not like it. Naye wotula wansi nga you're logical, you're unbiased, nga you're objective about certain issues. Ono guy mogezi.
And I think Ugandans actually bachimanyi nti General Museveni musajja.
Batuna bachimanyi.
No, owulidde bintu abantu bagamba, oh yeah, akolera Museveni, Bobi akolera Museveni, oh na akolera, because they know that President Museveni is always thinking. So they are already, even the Ugandans are always on their toes. Ngabagamba, kati kayisizaawo, kirabika ono akolera Museveni, kirabika ono ekitegeera.
Naye nkubuulira ekintu kimu, tulina Bobi Wine. Tulina Bobi Wine, if president ali wano, Bobi Wine, Museveni aliko wano wansi. Ekyo kigamba nti ono guy is very, very smart. Bobi Wine is a very smart man.
This, to me...
And he's our hope.
In May, the parliament in Uganda passed the Anti-Homosexuality Act, which, apart from being very brutal on the victims, also has, it has impacted the economy of Uganda. The World Bank says it won't consider fresh loans. Things like tourism and business have been affected by that, by segregating a whole section of your country. What do you think Uganda can do to reverse that law?
First of all, I've said it severally that ours is a struggle for human rights for all Ugandans from all walks of life. That said, I must also mention that the LGBT issue in Uganda has been politicized. It has been turned into a political tool. General Museveni, like most dictators in Africa, have turned that issue into a weapon, a political weapon against political opponents. It's for that reason that I would request you to understand if I cannot comment further on that issue, because a law has been passed in Uganda and anything that I say here can be used against me back home by the regime. Okay. But I'll still say that we continue to struggle for human rights for every Uganda, for every person in Uganda from all walks of life.
Or your president too.
Omulembe
That's my president. Olaba.
Omulembe omwagulanye gutuli bubi.
Eno question ya kisiyaga tegenda kuvaawo as long as Bobi Wine agenda ebulaya.
Yes.
Bagenda sigala bajimubuuza. And my president, if you ever get a chance on our video, please maintain that answer. That's a brilliant answer.
If we are to be very honest here, compared ku answer Bobi Wine jeyawa ebungereza. No, sokolire. Lulieri teyayo. I thought oluzungu yakozesa luli complicated. Tetwamufuna bulungi. Response Bobi Wine jawadde to this lady is concise.
True. Yeah.
That namugamba please nkwegayiridde eno topic tukole ki tugireke. Kati n'abo abatamwagala tebalina kyakumupiininga.
Bakiina bajja kwekwasa obusonga.
No, sooka owulire kubanga avuddeyo n'atuweereza answer eri understandable. N'agamba nti ffe tulwanirira ddembe ly'abantu.
The whole Ugandans.
Yes, bw'oba ogamba nti omuntu ali ebisiyaga muntu then tulwanirira eddembe lye. Bw'oba ogamba si muntu then tetulwanirira ki ddembe lye. Naye nti bo mwe ekintu kyammwe kyakulwanirira ki ddembe ly'abantu. And if Bobi Wine holds up to that, then he will make a good leader.
True. Yeah. I love my president so much. Nkukakasa if Bobi Wine avayo n'agamba kyebaagala ayogere, because I know ono omukyala alina point gy'ayagala Bobi Wine ayogere. Nti singa avayo n'akyogera nawe astandiye positive or negative, I guarantee you atuuka entebe 25 years luzira. Kyagezaako tugambaawo nti he has to be very careful, because nga we nagambe we are in a game of chess. General Museveni ateka buponzi buli wamu. Kitegeera? Ateka buponzi buli wamu nti an ordinary Ugandan, a basic Ugandan tasobola kiraba ekyo. Nti president kyagezaako tugamba wano nti any answer I give bantega daka pon kagenda kunnuma. In a game of chess bwe tuzanya. Otega bupon mpola otega obukodyo olina akagwamu n'okuba checkmate. Big up President Bobi Wine maintaining an answer.
Yazemu bulungi nnyo.
Kituufu.
And very briefly in 10 seconds, do you plan to go back anytime soon?
Yes, I'm going back to Uganda. I am in the United States because we are trying as much as possible to make our plight known. We are very glad that we were able to have this film out here. I'm thankful to National Geographic Channel for having giving us this platform, for having given us this platform to tell our Ugandan story. And I hope this reaches out to all people, especially policymakers, to inspire them to change their policies towards Uganda.
President achirapinze up bulungi nnyo na breaking it down nagamba nti papasi ya film ne visit zakoze mu New York ebadde kulabisa in summary kulabisa kutegeeza abantu nti bakyuse policies abali mu control like in these superpower countries kuba zinensi z'amaanyi nti the best way okuhitinga right now Uganda, I know it's really really bad and it's very sensitive naye ng'oyagala kuba system ogiremaze obakwatawo ekiruma sente yeyo interview yabadde tricky nnyo mwaddemu tricky questions, but I'm very 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 proud of President engeri yazimanouverinze no and finally n'okutuwa stand n'ategeeza ba haters ne ba propagandist abaagala okutwistinga ebintu and is pushing for peaceful and democracy. I'm very proud of this. Omuntu yenna nga interview ntogitegedde tugezezaako gimenya mpola mpola within time gye tubadde nayo nga tukozesa Oluganda n'Oluzungu.
Bw'obanga okyanyumirwa okulaba video ku channel yaffe clickinga wano olabe video endala.